You clicked on this video because there's something you want to achieve and somehow you're struggling to stay consistent. And the real reason why you fail to be consistent in these specific actions is because you lack it in one or all three of these things in this equation that I found. And that's why I want to give it to you guys, because it generally helps me digest why I'm not doing something. And all I do is add the task to the equation and I can literally locate which part I need to alter to finally be consistent in it. For example, if you look at my YouTube journey, I started in 2019. You know, I was a very fresh face, very happy, very shy guy back then, you know, just a kid with a dream. But fast forward today and I'm still on YouTube and I've made over 150 videos, which in the space of 5 years is not a lot, because, you know, I had a massive problem of not being able to stay consistent. And looking back, I didn't know exactly why, and I couldn't put my finger on why I couldn't get things done consistently. So instead of trying to figure out the why, I just distracted myself with just random shit, like, you know, trying to become a freelancer, getting new jobs, playing Xbox. Like, I'm in a situation now where I look back and I think, fuck man, I've wasted so much time. And that's why I'm making this video, is because I want to save you from that feeling of regret. And that feeling of reflecting back on the past 5 years and saying like, I wish I would have, you know, stayed consistent in one or two things. I would have been so much more successful in life, but I just didn't know how to. So I'm going to show you a simple equation that will allow you to stay consistent in anything you do in life. It's literally that powerful. I've applied it in every aspect of my life and I can tell you, like, this works. So let's get into it. Yes, party people, welcome to the whiteboard. This is the first time, man. This is the first time. So yeah, I'm going to be breaking down the discipline equation. And basically, the discipline equation has 3 different metrics. So it's the psychological enjoyment of the task, it's the strength of the why, and it is the friction. So basically what happens is, if we have an activity that we're struggling to be consistent in, we can basically just wire it through these different metrics and we come up with a score. So let's do an example. So because I was speaking about YouTube and the whole YouTube process earlier, we can look at where my mindset was at in regards to making YouTube videos consistently. So if we look at the psychological enjoyment of the task, then it was probably, so we're going to do this out of 5, so probably say at a 3. I'm going to say a 3. And then what we do is we do a plus, because we're going to add these two together and then reduce it by the friction. So the why was pretty strong, to be fair. The why was really strong. The why was strong because I've always wanted to make money online. I've always wanted an online business. So the why has been pretty strong. So we're going to put that as a 4. The friction when I was making YouTube videos was pretty high, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. It was, you know, I had a desk in my room and I found it harder to work in my room. I don't know why. I think for me, I like having a dedicated space. So the friction was pretty high as well. So we're going to do takeaway. Let's just say out of 5. So I'll probably say a 4. It was pretty high, to be fair. Like I said, I like having my dedicated space. So what we're going to do is just add these together. I'll run it through this equation. So 3 add 4, which is 7. And then 7 minus 4, which is 3. So as you can see, the end number is a 3, so obviously we can identify which section we need to look at to improve. So obviously the friction is really, really high because we did it out of 5, so that friction needs to go down and the enjoyment can go up as well. So in this video, I'm basically going to tell you the ways that I've helped improve my enjoyment of the task, strengthen my reason why, and reduce my friction. I actually found this out by scrolling on, you know, YouTube Shorts. I found a video from Stephen Bartlett and Simon Sinek, and they were basically talking about why it's easier to do certain tasks than others. And that's when Stephen, you know, introduced the concept of discipline equation. I was like, mate, I've got to jump on that. So I've basically like applied this through everything that I'm really struggling with. And as you know, the months and months gone on, I found ways to increase certain metrics and decrease certain ones as well. And I think it'd be a great video to make for everyone if they're struggling to do things consistently. But yeah, we're going to start with how to improve the psychological enjoyment of the task first. Pen. Oh mate, the pens are messing me up today. Okay, so firstly we're going to look at how to improve the enjoyment of the task so we can get that enjoyment to the high 5s or the high 10s. So the first one we're going to look at is to digest and iterate. And basically what I mean by that is looking at something that we do, breaking it down and iterating as we go on. So if we look at the process of making a YouTube video, you've got so many different things. You've got the video idea, you've got the script, you've got the filming, you've got the you know, you've got the thumbnail. You've got so many different factors that come into making a YouTube video. So basically what I did was I digested and iterated everything, every single process it took to make a YouTube video. So this is basically everything that is involved in a YouTube video. And basically what I did was I looked at, do I actually enjoy the video idea? So because I didn't fully enjoy every video I made, was that because of the video idea itself? Was that a distinguishing factor in my enjoyment? So I'd look at my video ideas and think, did I enjoy it? What kind of videos can I make? Should I test a lot more? You know, it could have been the script. Do I like fully scripted videos, or do I like bullet pointed videos? Do I like to, you know, just riff on and kind of like, you know, portray my personality a little bit more? The filming, do I like to batch film, or do I like to just do one at a time? The editing, do I actually like editing videos? Because editing videos is long. It's the longest thing ever. Is there any softwares that can help me? Should I start to outsource this? The thumbnail, you know, does this stimulate me creatively? Do I actually enjoy making thumbnails? Should I outsource that as well? Like, I'm literally digesting the whole process and I'm iterating from start to bottom. So for me now, I always look at video ideas as making videos that I would have loved, you know, the 18-year-old Lamarr to watch, because I actually like to make them sort of videos. So that thing I looked at and I iterated. The script, I prefer more bullet point scripts now. I did like fully worded scripts, but obviously with the video idea, kind of changed the script in the whole process. So with the filming, I want to go in different locations. I don't want to just be in the office and just filming, because it's quite boring. It's the same thing. There's nothing really going on. Pretty boring for the viewer as well. So that's why I'm making this kind of video. So yeah, the film is going to change. The editing, I'll probably just outsource that eventually as and when I can do. And same with the thumbnail. The thumbnail's not too bad, to be fair. So I've literally digested every single thing in the YouTube video, and I've iterated as I've gone on. That's obviously helped me increase my enjoyment of the task. Okay, so the second thing to increase your enjoyment of the task is to gamify. So basically what I did was, when I was starting a property, I was ringing a lot of landlords, a lot of agents, and I eventually, because I was getting so many no's, it just like took over my soul, my body. I was just exhausted mentally, physically and spiritually. I was done at it. It's a wrap. So yeah, I had to find a way to enjoy it a lot more. I had to find a way to enjoy it a lot more. So I actually, I think I got a book suggested to me, and it was basically called Go for No. And the book it's just all about every no you get is a step closer to yes. So I kind of turned the no's into a game. So kind of every no I got, I was like, yes, I got a no, I'm close to yes. So kind of like I used that as a little game to improve the enjoyment and make it go up. So that was one thing as well, just constantly looking at different books, different ideas to gamify the thing that you're doing, to make it a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. I think Ali Abdaal has got his new book, and it's literally tied into like gamifying your process of, you know, becoming an entrepreneur, becoming a YouTuber, making it a lot easier and enjoying that, and you know, improving that enjoyment of the thing. So yes, the next one is to how to strengthen your why. So okay, the second one is to how to strengthen your why. Now there's actually only one way I know on how to strengthen your why, and that is doing Patrick Bet-David's quiz. Now I actually found this out from one of his books. I think it was Your Next 5 Moves. And basically this quiz, it's like a list of like, I say about 40 questions. It is pretty long, but it is very, very beneficial. So basically this questionnaire asks you loads of questions about yourself, your desires, what you want to be, your ambitions, etc. And it basically, you know, from the results you get to know your strengths, your weaknesses, what type of character you are, what your true desires are, and why you feel like that. So I think doing this quiz will help you strengthen your why and actually know, oh, that's the reason why I think like that, or that's the reason why I want to achieve this. And I think it's a good way of, you know, doing some self-reflection and just digging deep into your true character. That's the only thing I've known from strengthening your why, to be fair. And probably just going for walks as well, actually. Walk like a human being. walk in nature definitely allows the brain to relax and kind of just, I think walking, you know, allows your brain to kind of just, I feel it allows your subconscious to get going. You know, it allows you to come up with, you know, thoughts and questions, and it rises to the surface, and yeah, it just allows your brain to relax. And yeah, I think it's good. Always walking in nature is a positive one, and I think they're the two ways you can strengthen your why. Okay, so the third and final one is how to reduce the friction, which is probably one that resonated with me the most, to be fair. So the first one is having a dedicated environment. So for me, it was so beneficial when a family member moved out of the third bedroom, and we actually turned the third bedroom into an office, because I did have my desk in my room, and I don't know, man. Like having a room that does both, it helps you relax and you do work. And I think it's, I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the best. I think having a dedicated environment helps like prime your brain into thinking, right, this room is for relaxing. This room is for doing work. I think each room having its own purpose is just so beneficial, because it like primes your mind into that state, which is always good. And if you don't have a dedicated room that you can go into, you can always just go to the library and have that as like your workspace. But yeah, having a dedicated environment is just perfect to help reduce that friction into starting something. So the second one is to increase the visibility. So for me, I actually wanted to develop the habit of like stretching and foam rolling and really taking that recovery seriously. I did have like a little mat that I had downstairs, but then my lovely mother, decided to get a coffee table and stick it where I used to like do my little stretching and stuff. And because it was there, it just caused so much friction of having to move the coffee table, having to get all my stuff, having to roll the mat out, having to do stretch and this and that. There's like too many steps to actually do the thing. So that's why I was like, nah, I've got to do something because this is bad. So basically I just moved everything into my room, and that's kind of like where I do my stretching and my recovery and all that stuff. Because I increased the visibility. I think it's, if you increase the visibility and you reduce the steps to do the thing, it's going to make it a lot easier, and it's definitely going to reduce the friction. So definitely move the thing closer to where you spend most of your time. Like if you want to develop the habit of reading, just, I don't know, move books into like the toilet or something, or the bathroom, so you read in the bath, like, I don't know, like it makes sense to increase that visibility over time just to reduce the friction. And the third one is just to do it every day and keep score. I think for me, tracking all my habits and knowing I have a score that I don't want to, break is just so important. Like even if you have a piece of paper with 30 days and you just like tick every day you do it, or just having an app on your phone that tracks all your stuff. Like once we start to get a streak, we don't want to break that streak, and that's literally so important. Doing it every day as well. So if you want to build a habit, you don't really do it like 3 times a week or 4 days a week. Like you can't really build a habit that way, to be fair. So doing it every single day, and keeping score, they're like one of the best 2 things that you can do in regards to reducing the friction, because it just becomes a part of yourself, and it reduces that procrastination straight away if you're doing it every single day. So because we've gone through every metric and figure out how to improve it or to decrease it, then we can now look at our our process in making YouTube videos again. So the enjoyment. So for the enjoyment, I've iterated and I've digested every single process it takes to make a YouTube video, and I've definitely gone through and say, right, I want to improve this, I want to take out this, I want to do this. So the enjoyment now is usually about a 4. I've still got some work to do in terms of like outsourcing editing, but it's gone up from a 3 to a 4. The why was pretty strong, but it's even stronger now because I've done about a million questions on Patrick Bet-David's quiz. But yeah, it's just strengthened my why even more. It kind of helped me resonate with my actual goals and my feelings towards being successful. Minus the friction. So because I've got my own dedicated workspace now, I do the thing every single day. Like I do a bit of writing every day, and it just becomes second nature over a long period of time. So the friction has gone down, to be fair. Like if I want to make a YouTube video, I can make a YouTube video. I'd probably say about a 1, because I actually feel like, because I digested and iterated my process and I know what type of videos I like to do, the friction becomes a lot easier anyway. So these two help each other. So what's that? So 4 or 5, which is 9, minus 1, which is 8. So the score's a lot better than 3. Like I said, it doesn't have to add up to 15 or to whatever number. It just has to be a higher number. Better than I guess, better than 3. So yeah, that is the discipline equation in a nutshell. And yeah, hopefully that helps.